Hi, this is the Change and Grow Wellness Show for you, the busy professional who wants to live a healthier, happier life with increased energy and productivity. And this show is powered by the amazing men and women of Power Positive program. And I'm Jackie Grant, and I'm your host, and I transform busy female professionals' hormones and habits without giving up chocolate and wine, calorie counting, restrictive diet, or spending all your time in the gym. Now, tonight, we're going to be talking about how you can balance your hormones naturally with essential oils. And today we have a really guest who knows so much about essential oils. I'm so excited, and I'm excited for you to get to meet her tonight. And it's Jo from Jo Oils. And Jo is really passionate about letting people know about how you can change your health naturally through essential oils and through other wellness ideas that she has. And she is a mother of two, building a massive business, all in health. So welcome, Jo, to the show.
Thank you, Jackie. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Brilliant. That's good. That's good. So, Jo, can you start off by just telling us a bit about yourself and how you got to where you got to? You know, just give us an oversight of how you got to build your wellness business.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So as Jackie said, I'm Jo Hunt and I work with doTERRA Essential Oils. My company is Oils by Jo, and I've been working with these oils for over 5 years now. I got involved when my youngest daughter had an athletic injury. So she jumped into the long jump pit, twisted her ankle and her knee, which was quite a serious injury. We tried creams, tablets, all kinds of treatment, and nothing seemed to work. And I was very lucky to have someone in my networking group that said, try this cream. So it's called Deep Blue. It's very much like Deep Heat, but it's all natural. It's 8 different oils mixed with a coconut oil. So it's easy to apply. And within 6 weeks, she was back to long jumping to where she was before the injury. So that's my youngest daughter. My eldest daughter was at university in Chelmsford, and she was studying to be a teacher. And she was always coming home with coughs and colds and nits and all the lovely things that children share with you. So we just used the kit on her in a more natural way. And then it just went from family, friends, and then, acquaintances. And it's just been fantastic. Absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jo. So, Jo, start off by telling us, what is an essential oil?
An essential oil is a very tiny particle, and it can come from trees, plants, flowers, the bark of a tree, berries, leaves. And basically, doTERRA go to the best countries worldwide to find the best growing environment for these oils. So it's a very, very tiny molecule that can, get through your skin, get into your nose, get into your brain, and just change how you're thinking, how you're feeling. And it's quite immediate results.
And I mean, I know you've mentioned doTERRA, but how can people know whether the quality of the essential oil that they're buying? Because, I mean, in the UK, we have Holland & Barrett that has, essential oils. How can people know that they're of good quality?
So all that's in the doTERRA oils are just the oils. There's nothing added. There's no fillers. There's no synthetics. It goes through 8 different sets of testing, and a lot of the testing we're not aware of. They just, spot test, but each area, each factory, each distillation plant goes through their own, testing before it goes out to, into the factory to then get sent out. So they're all therapeutic grade, which means you can use them the 3 different ways, which is unusual to most companies. So you can have them in a diffuser. So that's something you plug in, fill up with water, and it gets in the air, gets up your nose, in your brain. So it changes your emotions very quickly. You can also put some of them in your food and your drink. So drop, 1 drop of lemon into some water or into some baking. You can use it in your cleaning chemicals rather than the chemicals. And you can also rub it onto your skin as well. So it can help with, so say, for example, lavender, you can actually put it on neat for burns and things like that as well.
Okay. So, I mean, you've kind of covered my next question. Why doTERRA? Is there anything else that you'd like to say about doTERRA? Because, you know, you've said a lot of things in terms of the manufacturing, in terms of the spot testing. What other things are really amazing about the company that you're with?
So a big thing for me is their charities. We have lots of different charities that we work with. So we have a couple of products that 100% of the, you know, when people buy these couple of products goes straight to a charity. So we work with Days for Girls. So that's supporting young ladies in Africa. It's helping them learn and educate them on when they have their periods. It's not a bad thing. So in some countries, as you're probably aware, they get sent out of their house. They live in a hut with no food and no water. It's disgusting. And we're just educating, you know, the males and the females as it's quite normal. It's quite natural to do that. And we make little kits for the ladies and the young girls so that they've always got a feminine hygiene kit with them. We also help sex trafficking as well. So we have a lot of people that are stopping all that awful stuff that goes on. We have healing hands. So if there's like an earthquake or natural disaster, we send people like myself out there to help to build hospitals, water supplies, and just generally support people. I was lucky enough to win a trip to Sicily last year, and that was the lemon distillery. And so I actually saw from the, you know, the fruit coming in to how it was processed until it goes out into the bottle. So I actually saw the whole thing start to finish. So as a company, they don't hide anything. They want people to know what it's all about because they are so honest and good and really, really good.
No, that's brilliant. I really like the part where you're saying about the charity. That is so good because a lot of not really many companies do that. So to have that, they're doing so many different things to help, you know, people. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I can see why you like them.
Yeah.
You know, just listening to you made me go, oh, really? I should join. Look, I put it out there. Okay, so Joe, there's a number of symptoms that, you know, women suffer from in terms of hormone imbalances, you know, hot flushes, night sweats, fatigue, weight gain. What would you say would be, I mean, the main one that I'd say that a lot of women really suffer from is night sweats and hot flushes. What would you suggest? What would be best?
So I tend to look at the person as a whole, like you do. It's not just have this oil, it'll fix everything, because I think you need to look at, you know, what you're eating, a bit of exercise, you know. So I kind of try to get a whole picture of that person. And sometimes when they're feeling that poorly, they can't see the wood from the tree. So it's kind of, let's get rid of that, you know, that hot flush or that tummy ache, and then we can actually work together and help you even more. So there is a product called it's called Clary Calm, and I've got one here. So it's like this. It's a rollable, and what you can do, what I suggest ladies do, is they just put a little bit onto their wrist and also onto the back of their neck when they have a hot flush. And then gradually, if you use that every day, morning and evening, even if you're not having a hot flush, it gets into the system and it calms the body down, so you have less hot flushes and they're less severe. So that's got lavender and clary sage, which are two oils and herbs that really help calm the system down anyway. So that's also good for people with going through the menopause, as well as the other end of the scale, teenagers with tummy, premenstrual tension and love that as well. So that's definitely my number one product I would recommend, and like ladies, you know, suggest that to ladies that could really help them.
Yeah, definitely, because clary sage is meant to reduce excess estrogen, so that's probably why that is so important. And I say the lavender probably brings the stress levels down as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, it's all very calming.
Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. Okay, so tell us about a client that you've had that has had some kind of hormonal imbalance, and they've felt that they've, you know, like you say, you do a holistic approach, but tell us a case study or a client that you have that, you know, there's been really amazing results with this.
Okay, so it's a friend of mine. She won't mind me talking about, I'm sure. So originally we gave her the Clary Calm, so she used that. Fantastic. All the hot flushes went away, and then she thought, "Oh, that's it. I don't need to use it anymore." And then they come back with a vengeance. So we tried. I said, "You need to, go back onto that." So she tried, and she wasn't very consistent. And it basically didn't work like it worked the first time. So then we had to go through some different oils. So we tried lavender on its own and clary sage. So then what we tried geranium oil, and we tried that a drop in the bath as well. Okay. So before she went to bed, an hour before, she would have a bath with the geranium. So she was having probably about 6 to 8 times in the when she was sleeping. She was waking up, drinking, toilet, all of those things that people have to go through, just not sleeping, having to change the bed and change the pillow and all of that kind of stuff. It was quite upsetting for me because she was struggling. She couldn't sleep. Yeah. So we tried the geranium in the bath, and then she was putting a little drop on her wrist and on her like a lower tummy on her groin area. Yeah. And they've just gone, completely gone. So all she does now is she has a drop in the bath when she has a bath, and that's all she does. And they've just gone. It's just amazing. It's really lovely.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I'm sure she's not going to stop that now. So
no. She doesn't shout at me anymore either. She got really grumpy and she's shouting
at me. Yeah, no, definitely. That's good. So in terms of if someone's mood is not that great, because that tends to be quite a big one as well, what essential oils would you say are important, good to use?
It just depends. A lot of people are stressed. A lot of people are, they've got such busy lives. They're up early, they're working all day, they're doing the kids, the husband, and then they're finding it hard to sleep, to rest. So I always think if you can have an oil that you like, that you can just, put on your wrist throughout the evening, that will calm the whole body down. Yeah. Then it calms them down as well. So I tend to pick an oil that you like. Usually things like lavender, or we have a nice one called Whisper, which are really calming. Then that tends to change the mood. But obviously so that's for calming. Obviously if people are a bit down, a bit sad and can't focus and have got no energy, then the opposite end of the scale would be things like peppermint and Motivate. And again, you can use that a drop on your wrist, a drop in water, or again in a diffuser, so they can just smell it, roll it on, and then that should lift the whole mood, and everything changes there. But I've got a whole range of emotional oils that I say to people, don't look at what it's called, just smell it and tell me if you like it. And people go, yes, no, and then usually the ones that they like, this usually means that that's what their body needs. Yeah, tend to work that way as well.
Good. So if someone was to come to you, Jo, and they said, whatever it was, let me think of something, insomnia, for instance, right? And they came to you, what would the process look like in terms of what, just so that people know, if I came to you, what would the session be? How would that look? What would that look like?
So it just depends on how much time that person had. Usually my consultations are 45 minutes and they're all free. Okay. So like you go for the whole body. What's going on? Is it, is it too hot in the bedroom? Or we kind of go through just the simple things. When do you take your phone to bed? You sleep with your phone next to you. How long are you on your phone? Are you watching scary movies? So we go through a whole, trying to find out the background as to what's going on with that person. And it could just be the simple things, that they're dehydrated, so they can't sleep. So maybe have a glass of water by the bed. And then I offer I've got lots of free booklets that I can send people, just like a checklist. If they're eating a big pasta dinner at 10 o'clock at night, that may be the problem. So everybody's treated individually and obviously in confidence. And we just take it, one step at a time, and we try different things. I give lots of free samples out because I don't ever want people just to buy an oil and just leave them to it. I check that everything's going okay, and what's happening with that oil as well and that person. So yeah,
brilliant. And are there any contraindications of using any of the essential oils?
I'm going to say no. A lot of people say, oh, I can't have grapefruit because I'm on statins and things like that. Well, all of the citrus oils that doTERRA produce, the oil comes from the rind. So I understand that if it came from the fruit, then that could possibly be a problem, but it's from the rind. So there's no contraindications. What I say to people is just do it one drop at a time, one step. Don't go home and, drink 10 glasses of water with like 10 drops of lemon in. Just do it very slowly. Otherwise, that could give you a tummy ache or a headache or something like that. So just be sensible, really. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Okay, so Jo, I know you told us about one case study, but tell us about a case study that, okay, we are talking about hormones tonight, but any case study that you think has been something that has been amazing for you as well as the client.
Oh, I've got quite a few, but I'm going to tell you one that happened yesterday, actually, quite a recent one.
Brilliant.
So I had a lady come to me with a 7-year-old little boy who had very bad eczema. She tried everything and they were going to put him on some really strong steroid cream and she didn't want that. So she said, what can I do? I said, let's just start with just some coconut oil, some nice organic coconut oil. Try that. It was okay, didn't do what she wanted it to do. Then I said, okay, add a drop of lavender. So I let her do that for about 5 days. And that was getting a bit better. So I said, okay, I'm going to suggest a supplement, which is a probiotic, which what you can do, you can just add it to a smoothie or to a yogurt. So it comes in like a sherbet form. So it's a family, we all have it because it's lovely. So she just added it to his yogurt for, I think it was three days. And then I got a message last night to say it's just about gone. All the little cracks in his hands have all cleared up. He's got one little red one still left. But she's just absolutely over the moon with it. But what she said was he didn't like the oily coconut oil. He didn't like that. But so what she did, she obviously mixed it. Then she put like a sock on his hands to sleep so he didn't scratch.
Okay.
Obviously, the effects of the lavender on his hands when he was sleeping was making him sleep longer and sleep deeper. So he was really calm and stressed as well.
Oh, brilliant. That's great.
So for me, stories like that where they haven't been given the steroid cream, they've used something natural, it's just a win-win. It just makes my heart, it's just lovely feeling.
Oh, that's brilliant. So that's so amazing. And the thing is that, the fact that, you're working with, kids, adults, helping everyone. So it's so amazing. So amazing that the oils have this, great benefit to everyone. So
and it's just about finding, the perfect oil for that person, because everybody is so different. And it's just finding that oil, that suits that person, really. Yeah.
Brilliant. Good. Okay, so Jo, can you tell us, you told us that you do a 45-minute free consultation. Is there any special offers or anything you've got going on at the moment?
I've always got special offers. I do, as I say, free consultations. I also use what I call the iTobi. It's a scanner, so you just hold it in your hand and it measures all the energy and the vibration in your body, and it produces a report that gets emailed to the client. And that highlights some little issues that they may want to look into. I then talk them through it and say, have a look at this, this document, have a look at this, try this. So it's a whole body overview. So I do those. We've got some fantastic kits that are for sale that are really good special offers this month. And there's lots of free oils as well. So it depends on what people, what their needs are. I don't just, as you know, I don't just sell them an oil. I want to look after that whole person. I do lots of free events. So it's definitely worth coming along to an event, even if you know nothing about oils, or if you know lots about oils, you will always learn something. I always learn something from my team that have used an oil in a different way, and this has happened and that's happened. So for me, it's just about education and working with people,
Brilliant. So where's your next workshop, free workshop, Jo?
So it is the 26th of February, and that's in Bishop Stortford. But I can, if you want me to put any links on anywhere, I'm happy to share any information with people. But people can book one-to-ones with me, consultations. I look after people in London, Essex, Hertfordshire. Happy to travel.
Brilliant, good. Yeah, if you put that link at the end after the show, then that'd be great. And then, once we share it, that link is still there. So that'd be great.
Thank you.
Jo, where can people find you?
So I'm all over Facebook. So I've got a website, which is www.oilsbyjo.co.uk. You can find lots of information on oils, on blends, on courses, on events on there as well. I do lots of blogs. I'm also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook under Oils by Jo.
Brilliant. That's great. Thank you. So guys, you've heard from Jo. She is amazing with those essential oils. So make sure you get in touch with her if you need any support with any health things. She's happy to talk and find out what will work for you. So make sure that you do that, and I will see you soon. So take care, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next week, Wednesday. So goodbye.
Bye.